One of the most creative concepts you can use in Madden on offense is the flip streak trick. In today's video, we're going to go over the top 4 ways that you can install this within your offense to change the way you attack zone coverage. This is going to benefit you for manipulating the user, throwing away from the user, pulling zones, and also splitting deep zone coverage shells for one-play touchdowns. And the best part is you don't need anything other than timing to make this work in your offense. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, get out your notepads, and let's get after it. Now, the flip streak trick is something that I broke it down for the last couple of years here on the channel. It's something that I think you can apply to a compression-based or a spread-based offensive attack. You can use this to attack the middle of the field with a slant and go or create your own makeshift wheels. But there are other ways that you can utilize this concept for beating coverage deep, whether you're throwing to this route or getting another route open. So what I want to do here is show you first and foremost how the flip streak concept works and what timing you need to employ to make this something you can install in your offense. Now, first things first with this, the timing at which you're going to hot route a receiver on a streak is going to rely on the player being behind the line of scrimmage. You'll see right here that I got Zach Ertz on what looks like kind of a slant and go route. And if I flip the formation again here and I were to do the exact same thing with him, now you see that it looks more like a wheel route. Conversely, if I were to do this with Worthy, you'll see the same effect here with him having a slant and go. But then if I wanted to do it the other direction, you'll see here that I can actually change the shape of the slant and go so it's a little bit quicker before it breaks up the field. So how does this work? To dumb it down on the easiest of levels, when you put a player on a streak after flipping your offensive formation, it is going to put them on a release to the side of the line of scrimmage, which you hot route the streak behind. Meaning that if I flip this play and I hot route Zach Ertz to a streak while he's behind the right guard, he's going to release to the right side of the field before going up the field. If I were to put Zach Ertz on a streak when he's behind the left guard, he's going to release to the left side of the field. So it doesn't matter where in the formation he is. It matters the timing of which you put the command in for the streak. So in theory, if I were to flip this offensive formation and I wanted Zach Ertz on a outside releasing wheel route, I would wait till he gets to the left side of the line of scrimmage before hot routing the wheel route. Now, this is where we talk about the timing at which you put in the command, because not all of these flip streaks are going to be the exact same length over the middle or to the flat before they break up the field. The rule of thumb is the closer to the center you hot route the player, the longer the horizontal component of the route. So if I were to wait for Worthy to hit the left shoulder of the center, you're going to see that I could create kind of a cool looking wheel route. Whereas if I were to flip it again and do the same thing with Ertz, but wait until he hits the offensive tackle, you see that the route has a much shorter tail. This is going to allow you to create the type of shape of a route that you want for the purpose of getting up the field sooner or later based off of how your opponent is setting up their coverage. This could also be beneficial for the purpose of getting into a soft spot in the zone to split a cover 3 with a shorter component wheel route versus waiting for them to get into the deep sideline on a longer based wheel route if you were to hot route them closer to the center. So again, here, your timing on this is going to matter in a big way, but you can create some really awesome combinations here with this. So you see right here, I can run some sort of vertical release here. And then this is going to allow me to throw this ball into the sideline behind the pull route down the sideline. So I'm able to create my own wheel route. So that is our first tip, how to create your own wheels. Now, this is important because this is different than your hot route master wheel, which, don't get me wrong, those have a time and a place as well. But if you don't really want to use a slot apprentice, or you don't have a hot route master, or maybe you play regs and you don't have the ability to put this route on the field on command, having the ability to just timing based hot route it is going to be really, really nice as well. Again, there's not much of a difference between the hot route master wheel and the makeshift wheel that you can create here in this particular breakdown. So you see right here, this is going to be a great way to be able to attack zone, and your opponent, even if they have KOs, is going to struggle to get knockouts on this down the sideline. So it's a great concept you can use. This is how you create the wheel. Now with the slant and go, this is really, really good against the user. Now, obviously I only have one controller here going, but if you were to imagine, most players in this game tend to utilize the middle linebacker within their defense. And if you can put your opponent in a position where maybe they're having to use something low into the seam or to the flat, for instance, and you could use this little route that breaks up the middle, this could be a nice weapon for you. So you're going to see here, I'm going to basically create a little slant and go with Zach Ertz. Now, with this, what you might go ahead and do is try to make sure that you're attacking the other side of the field. So what I'll go ahead and do here is I'll put Perry on a route to the right side. Maybe I'll put him up at receiver. You know, a lot of players are just kind of makeshift with this, but you're going to see here how this can kind of move the user out of the way. And you see that we're able to just kind of create a little slant and go up the seam. Again, you can choose the tail on this with the timing. So let's go ahead and do this here with Worthy over the middle. I hot routed him to one on the left side. And now I'm just going to basically do the exact same thing here with my offense on the right side, just kind of a flood, get that linebacker to bail out and throw this quick up the seam here. It's almost like a playmaker drag if you think about it. Now, again, if you don't have a hot route master, if you don't have a master tactician, that is, you're not going to really be able to playmaker. Now, obviously, if you do have one, this is super useful because what you can do is, you know, playmaker a route pretty easily. I could put Worthy on a drag and then just kind of go ahead and then playmaker him up the field. But it's not nearly as good, in my opinion, as this little route that's going to consistently break into the same spot on the field. The ability for you to scheme this up is so useful. You see right here, I can create this super long tail over the middle that then is going to break up the field. I love this particular type of route combo just because it can really get into the deep middle of the field and stay underneath deep zones. And your opponent has to have a very disciplined user in order for that to work. So these are the basics of the flip streak, how to create your own wheel, how to create your own slant and go. Now, if you guys are enjoying today's video, make sure you guys also check out my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. This is the #1 place in the Madden space to get better at not only Madden, but college football as well. We are focused on the pro metas and the most effective tactics available, what the MCS players are doing, how it works, and most importantly, how to beat it when you face it online. I've been doing tips for almost 15 years now, and I've had this website open since 2020. $9.95 a month unlocks the entire website. That includes all offensive and defensive game plans, weekly updated vault updates, members only Discord access, and we have lab sessions in there every single Wednesday where you can attend and ask questions about the content that's on the site, or maybe something that you are seeing out in the competitive space that maybe isn't on the website. We'll work through it together, improve your game on the spot, and who knows, maybe even that tip in the lab session becomes future content on the website for other players like you that are struggling with certain aspects of the game. Again, make sure you guys go check it out. $9.95 a month unlocks the entire website. Now let's get into some different ways that you can utilize flip streaks for beating certain coverage shells. So the first thing that I want to do here is I want to kind of show you how I could set up a route combination against a cover 3 defense. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set up a cover 3 one-play touchdown. I'm going to put my outside receiver on a corner. I'm going to put my middle receiver on a streak and my inside receiver on a post. And you would think that with this particular corner route to Julio pulling the outside third, the post route hopefully making the middle third defender kind of hedge towards the middle in the seam, that this could be a pretty decent one-play touchdown opportunity. And you see that this is obviously something that we can throw against this type of cover 3. However, there are going to be times where your opponent might run their cover 3 a certain direction and their safety is able to do what is called closing center field. And when they close center field, this makes it a little bit more challenging because you're not able to throw that outside pass lead down the seam. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to call a cover 3 sky, and you're going to see here that with this exact same route combo, that all of a sudden this is not necessarily the exact same result that we are looking for. And you see that that safety is there the entire way. This is where the flip streak trick can come in and be beneficial to you, because we're going to change the shape of our streak route so it doesn't get downfield so quickly that the safety is able to play it. So you see right here with Worthy, he's basically leading the charge. He gets off the line so quick that this safety is never pulled out of the play, and he basically is able to cover cover it the entire way. What we're going to do now is we're going to run the flip streak with that exact same route combo against the exact same type of cover 3, and you're going to see that this actually can work. So what we're going to do is when we flip this formation, we're going to pretend that there's a tight end on the left side. I know there is pre-snap right now, but when we flip it, Ertz is going to go to the other side. We're still going to imagine that there is one, and we're going to put Worthy on a streak when he hits the imaginary outside shoulder of that left tackle. If you wait too late, it will basically not register. So you want to make sure that you get your timing down with this. Basically, enter the command right as he hits where a tight end would normally be. So you're going to see about right now, and then that gives a little baby tail to his release. And that's all we need to make this work against the cover 3 defense. And for what it's worth with this, you could also do this with the B receiver, AJ Brown. Just again, hot routing him when he's behind the imaginary tight end. Now with this example, we're going to be using Worthy on the post so he can get out in front. And then we're using the corner route to X, and then B just kind of fills that void in between. Now we took a coverage sack right there, but I kind of want to show you what we were looking at right here with this particular breakdown. So you see how we use the post route and the corner route to get out in front of this delayed little wheel, flip streak, whatever you want to call it. This space allows us to pull the deep zones and open up this giant patch of grass for us to be able to split this. And if we had had just a little bit more time on that concept, we would have been able to split that for the touchdown. So you're going to see right here, we're going to be able to create this little split and rip this ball in between the outside third and the middle third, and we're out for the touchdown. It's that simple. You create just a little bit of lag with your streak route, so it releases a little bit later than the other routes that are releasing off the line. And you're able to create this makeshift divide concept where you use the fork of the 2 routes in front of the streak, one going outside, one going inside, to create this rift, and we're able to exploit it down the seam for the touchdowns. This is a great way for you to be able to beat a cover 3. Now, of course, this is not the only way you could utilize a flip streak. One of the other things that players oftentimes struggle with is throwing corner routes out a bunch against a cover 4 shell. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you that we got this cover 4 drop. And if I were to put the outside receiver on a corner route, you're going to see that he's going to run right into that outside defender. And it's not really that open. In fact, we're throwing an interception right here because we're not pulling that player. But if I were to add in the flip streak into this, could we maybe get the attention of that outside quarter without having to do some sort of motion? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run our flip streak, and I'm going to hot route Worthy to that same route that we just split the cover 3. But you see that outside release on this. And what this is going to do is we're hoping that he can get out in front of our corner route, or at least get enough width that it pulls that guy down the field, and now we're able to fit that ball in on the sideline. And if not for a miraculous KO ability, that would have been an easy conversion. So we're going to do this one more time here, putting the guy on the flip streak, outside release, and we're just going to go ahead and put the corner out on the field, let Y get down the field and pull that guy all the way down the field, and we're going to be able to throw a wide open corner underneath without the need for motioning a receiver out to pull that outside player. So this is a great way for you to get guys outside releases and down the field so you can beat coverages in ways that they would otherwise not expect. Your traditional streak corner combo is guarded, but the flip streak corner combo is not necessarily as guarded. So I hope you guys enjoyed the top 4 ways to utilize flip streaks within your offense to move the ball more effectively against the zone meta. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, check out gridirongameplans.gg, and I will see you guys right back here tomorrow with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get the lab and good luck.